Marilyn Monroe's final secret, the tragedy behind the truth. She was the sun that everyone looked at, but no one ever truly felt. To the world, Marilyn Monroe was the ultimate fantasy, a vision in white, a breathy voice, a smile that could light up a continent. But behind the velvet curtains of Hollywood, there was a secret she guarded until her very last breath, a secret that wasn't about glamour, but about survival. Today, we aren't talking about the blonde bombshell you see on posters. We are uncovering the woman the studio tried to bury, the woman who knew too much, felt too much, and was silenced too soon. This is Marilyn Monroe's final secret. The world saw Marilyn, but Marilyn only saw Norma Jean. That was her first and deepest secret. She spoke about Marilyn in the third person, as if she were a suit she put on to go to work. She would look in the mirror and say, "She's here now." But as the 1960s began, the secret became more dangerous. It moved from the library to the bedroom and eventually to the corridors of power. The final secret wasn't just about who she loved, but what she heard. The rumors of her involvement with the Kennedy brothers, John and Robert, are legendary. But the secret isn't the affair. The secret is the Red Diary. Marilyn was a woman who was desperate to be taken seriously. She listened when powerful men talked. She wrote down their secrets. She wrote about political plots, about the mafia, about things a movie star was never supposed to know. She wasn't just a lover, she was a witness, and in the world of shadows, witnesses are a liability. Her final weeks were a descent into a nightmare. The world saw a falling star, a woman struggling with pills and alcohol, but those close to her saw something else. They saw a woman who was terrified. Marilyn began to believe her house was bugged. She felt she was being followed by men in dark suits. She wasn't just unstable, she was being hunted. Her final secret was the realization that she had become too powerful for her own good. She had the names, the dates, and the details of a world that didn't want to be exposed. She threatened to hold a press conference. She wanted to tell the truth. She wanted to reclaim Norma Jean. But that press conference never happened. The night of August 4th, 1962, remains the greatest mystery in Hollywood history. The official story says probable suicide, a lonely woman, an empty bottle of pills, a locked door. But the pieces of the puzzle have never fit. Why were the phone records for that night seized by the FBI? Why was the housekeeper found washing the bedsheets at 3 a.m.? Why did the first doctor on the scene say the room looked staged? Marilyn's final secret was the truth of what happened in those lost hours. There are witnesses who claim to have seen Robert Kennedy at her home that night. There are reports of a mysterious ambulance that arrived long before the police were called. Marilyn didn't just die, she disappeared into a conspiracy that was larger than any movie she ever made. But there is an even more tragic layer to her final secret, the secret of her lost motherhood. More than fame, more than power, Marilyn wanted to be a mother. She suffered through multiple miscarriages and failed surgeries to try and have a child. She even had a room in her home prepared for a baby that would never come. Her instability wasn't just the drugs, it was the grief of a woman who felt she had failed at the only role that mattered to her. She felt like a hollow shell, a goddess to millions, but a failure to herself. Her secret was the quiet, crushing loneliness of a woman who was surrounded by the world, yet died without a hand to hold. In her final days, Marilyn Monroe was planning a comeback. She was rehired by Fox. She was looking at new scripts. She was even planning to remarry Joe DiMaggio, the only man who seemingly loved Norma Jean more than Marilyn. She wasn't a woman at the end of her rope. She was a woman at the start of a new chapter. And that is the most chilling secret of all. She was silenced not because she was weak, but because she was finally becoming strong. She was ready to take off the mask and show the world the brilliant, complicated, and dangerous woman behind the smile. Today, Marilyn's image is everywhere. She is a brand, a logo, a symbol of a lost era. But if you look closely in her eyes in those final photos, you can see the secret she was trying to tell us. It's a look of profound awareness. She knew the game was rigged. She knew the pedestals they put her on were actually cages. Marilyn Monroe died a legend, but Norma Jean died a victim of a world that loves the beauty but fears the truth. As we look back at the life of the most famous woman in history, we have to ask, did we kill Marilyn? Did our obsession with her perfection drive her into the shadows? Or was she simply a woman who knew too much for a world that wanted her to say nothing? Marilyn's final secret is still out there, buried under the layers of Hollywood myth. But maybe the real secret is that she never wanted to be a star. She just wanted to be real. What do you believe happened on that final night in Brentwood? Was it a tragic accident or a calculated silence? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Marilyn's voice was silenced, but her story still speaks to those who are willing to listen. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the secrets behind the legends. Rest in peace, Norma Jean. The world is finally listening.